Yo, yo, yo. So it's key. The Commander's report, man. Right after that preseason game, I try to get to y'all as soon as possible, man. So to start the season off, first off, I want to say it's gonna be the longest video that we put in, that we posted thus far. You know what I'm saying? I done compiled my notes, and hopefully it turns out to a full little show for y'all, and we'll come up with a show name after that. First off, I want to start off with some good news for those of y'all that didn't catch the Commanders versus the Dolphins preseason game. We went and caught us a dub, 20-7. It may not have started off the prettiest, but it ended with a dub, a preseason dub, but it's a dub. You know what I'm saying? So shout out the boys. We got to see quite a bit of the rookies today. I can honestly say we got to see more Antonio Williams than I thought. A lot of Katron Allen. I got a hot take about Katron Allen a little bit later. Some of y'all probably not gonna want to hear, but we're gonna get to it. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't gonna cut it too much. We're gonna get right into it. Marcus Mariota went down early with an apparent knee injury. We ain't getting no more updates throughout the game. Hopefully they get back to us as soon as possible and we can get some updates on that injury. If it's serious, the first thing that ran through my mind is, do we play Jaden at all during the preseason? I understand you got to get reps just like everybody else. He's not that much of a veteran. There's plenty of veterans out there that are getting reps during the preseason. I understand it. But without a QB2, if Marcus is down for real, I'm very scared to see like Sam Hartman out there, you know, during the regular season. So I think it's a serious question. If the injury is serious with Marcus Mariota, do we see Jaden Daniels in the preseason at all? So y'all can let me know what you think. I'm on the fence about it. I think like maybe he can get him a drive in, kind of like how Malik Willis did for the Dolphins tonight. Get him one drive in and then go sit it down until the regular season. In all honesty, I don't think we need to see very much. I think it'd be kind of cool to see the Stephon Diggs, Terry McLaurin connection out there, you know, but I don't think we need to see much for those guys. From one bad topic to another bad topic. So not only did Marcus go down with an injury early and not return, the O line struggled early on. I think that was apparent. I think at first that was what I say the problem with the run game was as well, similar to what people said coming out of that joint practice. That the O line performance was not helping the play on the field at all. Now I think like the later in the game, be that due to personnel changes in Miami, I think they did better. We're gonna get to some of those, I guess, shines in the all line, but they definitely started off a bit rocky. One could even say because Marcus was injured with some pressure that came to the backfield, it was a completed pass to De'Ami Brown. But like I said, that goes to show you the type of scrutiny our O line's under. They didn't play very well starting out, and they could definitely be blamed somewhat for the injury. If that ends up being a serious marker for the season, we could look back and say O line play. Sticking with the first few drives, the first drive actually, because Sonny Styles is only out there for one drive. Although the Dolphins did go down and score on that drive, what I will say when I go back and look at it, the attention to detail by the rookie is something I love to see. So like, if you're anything like me, I think our linebackers played slow, very slow last season. Even the last two seasons, I go as far as to say they played slow the last two seasons, and I don't think that's gonna be a problem with Sonny Styles back there at all. Even now, I see him reacting to plays. He's fast. That 40 time is not for show. He's fast, and the attention to detail is there. He's thinking. Now, I think there might be some learning curves. I'm not saying he's gonna be the perfect rookie, but just the way he moved on plays, the plays that he was in, the snaps he played, you could tell the attention to detail is definitely there. Definitely seems like a smart linebacker, and I'm not shocked if we see him start coming out week one. Not at all. And although I cite that he could have some rookie struggles, I don't think he's going to be a target for quarterbacks to play with at all. There's a play I liked where Malik Willis got loose on a run, and right when he slid, Sonny Styles was there meeting him at the line. But if you go back and look at that play, you got to see where Sonny came from. Like he came out of coverage to come meet Malik Willis, and I was a big fan of Malik Willis coming out of college, so he definitely got some wheels, you know. So just the little things from Sonny Styles. But I say the attention to detail is about an 8 out of 10. You know, we uh we gonna keep it rolling, and I guess I kind of got to get this negative out of the way. Although he kind of shaped it up, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Sam Hartman's still not a real person. Not gonna lie to you, I don't like what I've seen out of Sam Hartman at all. I think he got a lot of run today, a lot more than I think we should have seen the rookie AK for real a lot sooner. I mean, Sam Hartman did what he was supposed to do. He managed the game, I guess you could say. He picked it up. But man, I don't know. He ain't get the ball to my boy Antonio Williams. I know a lot of Commanders media and fans were expecting a lot of Antonio Williams. Me too. Me too. And we'll get into those specific stats just here in a second. But nah, I don't see Sam Hartman making this roster. I see him getting a lot more run, even if the Marcus Mariota injury ends up being something minor. I definitely still think that Sam Hartman and AK get a lot more run, and we see what that QB3 battle is really looking like. And depending on the Marcus Mariota injury, the possible QB2 battle. So no, not a fan of Sam Hartman. Now we can get to the straight positives because, like I said, it was a W, and there were a lot of positives. I think if you're really watching. So first off, I'm gonna start with that run game. Robert Henry Jr. looked really good, and him and Katron Allen got a lot of the run. You know, today, a vast majority of it. Jerome Ford was back there a little bit, but mostly Fat Man and Robert Henry Jr. And my unpopular hot take, you know, is Robert Henry Jr. looked better than Fat Man. And I hear some of the fans saying in the comment sections and etc. like Fat Man's just for the goal line, but I'm a inform some of these fans. This is the NFL. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to do more than that. I had a fan in the comment section tell me compare him to Chris Rodriguez that we had. Thing is though, Chris Rodriguez was useful for more than just at the goal line, catching passes out the backfield, making plays from midfield. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you can have a specialty. I'm not saying you can't have a specialty, and I can't even say the offense won't be built for your specialty, but you got to bring more to the table. And through one preseason game, Robert Henry Jr. did look better. And Katron Allen got quite a few carries. Honestly, I almost want to say I wanted to see him crack 100 yards. In all honesty, the amount of carries he got, but so we might have some real competition in that running back room. It might get a little bit uglier than I think. I think Katron Allen's gonna see a lot more run in these preseason games. Robert Henry Jr. as well. A positive for the O line, I will say though, the rookie center, Matt Glublin. Ooh wee. Hope I'm not butchering that. But the center looked good. He looked good. If you catch him, he was running, trailing that Robert Henry Jr. touchdown. You know, things like that I love to see, like effort at an O lineman, athleticism at an O lineman, and as rocky as the center position has been looking throughout training camp, I think he could at least play himself into a real roster spot, if not a practice squad spot. Another note I'd like to make: turnovers, turnovers, turnovers. Commanders with a total of 3 interceptions. Again, it's preseason. I'm not jumping the gun, but that's something we did not do a whole lot of last year, or even the last couple of seasons here in Washington, is take the ball away in any way at all, ever. So I love the turnovers. Something else I think is figuring itself out. See, I try to tell fans and even doubters of the team, some things are gonna figure themselves out. When Nick Ballore retired, a lot of the fan base is wondering what we're gonna do on the special teams. And then you could also ask, with Jeremy Reeves possibly being our starting safety and him losing that special team spot, more so getting promoted out of that special team spot. I guess I shouldn't say lose. What are we gonna do on special teams? Because those are two dogs on special teams. Well, I'll tell you, that same bat out of hell energy we be seeing out of Jeremy Reeves, we saw out of Antonio Hamilton Sr. And I love to say that the special teams is very, very important. You know, I got some special teams runs when I was running, playing ball back in the day, and it can make or break a game. It really can. We should know that better than anybody. But Antonio Hamilton Sr. looking like he can make this roster just as a special teams ace. Depending on what version of the broadcast you're watching, if you're watching the Washington broadcast with them in the booth, I think they kept confusing Antonio Hamilton Sr. for a young guy or something, because one of them commentaries just kept having to refer back to Antonio Hamilton Sr. in his 11th season. You know what I'm saying? But hey, it's okay though. If you want to play reckless abandon on them kickoffs and punt returns, I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Antonio Hamilton Sr. played like he had something to prove last year when it wasn't really shit to play for. You know? So, I'm a fan. I like some Antonio Hamilton Sr. So, I think we're going to need more than just him to step up for sure. But he looked good. He looked good. So, all in all, that's my coverage of the first Washington preseason game. I'm not sure if we'll see the starters in week 2 of the preseason. Possibly. Like maybe something short. Give them a drive. Give them some run. And then how much of them we'll see. I guess we'll see what the real starting lineup looks like. For sure. For sure. Now, there are a couple of players that I've seen playing a lot more than I expected. So, Antonio Williams was out there a lot longer than I thought. Now, I'm not any less high on him. I think Sam Hartman missed him on a couple of throws that definitely could have been completed, but could have also been thrown better. As I said, Sam Hartman, not a real person. I honestly want to see him get like the second team reps, third team reps, you know? I've seen a lot more Sam Hartman than I needed to. You know, I say give AK a run. AK was slinging that thing. That's another thing I'll say. AK was slinging that thing. Definitely not confident enough to say either of them should be a QB2. And if it looks like we're not going to have Marcus Mariota going into week 1, I think we need to do something about that soon. I haven't even looked at the veteran quarterback market at all. I don't know who's out there. Maybe I'll do some research later on tonight. But first order of business is figure out how Marcus is healing. Hopefully he's okay. Hopefully it's nothing major. I mean, I can imagine even if it was something minor, not to throw him back in there on preseason game, especially when you needed to see this many throws from Sam Hartman. We needed to see this many plays from AK, you know. So hopefully it's nothing with Marcus, but if it is something, that's gonna shake up this roster a little bit more, just depending on how long he'll be out. Traylon Burks and Luke McCaffrey also had some runs, quite a bit. For those that look like they're going to be starting receivers, that might not be the case. You know, I think that wide receiver 3 spot is a lot more open than people would like to think. Let's see, Van Jefferson made some plays. And then I texted to my friend group chat that Van Jefferson will be on somebody's football team week 1. I just don't think it's Washington. This is not much of a quick one, though. Eventually, I'll try to double these in time. Those are my short notes on the Commanders' first preseason win against Miami Dolphins. Hopefully see some starters out there. Tell me what you think in the comment section. Appreciate you for supporting the channel. I want to get to doing more like long form videos like this. For any of y'all that come from Instagram, I appreciate you. It takes a lot for somebody to take the step to go to another platform just to come see what I'm talking about. So it's Key with Commanders Report, and I'm out.